Welcome back to Today we will learn about the heartwarming journey of reconciliation between two beloved Salem residents whose tumultuous relationship has captivated viewers for months. A new chapter begins. Sarah and Xander's path to reconciliation. The winds of change are blowing through Salem this week, bringing with them a wave of hope and renewed connection for one of the show's most complex couples. Sarah Horton Cook and Xander Kyriakis are finally finding their way back to each other after weathering one of the most challenging storms in their relationship history. Their upcoming reconciliation promises to be a pivotal moment that will reshape the dynamics of several interconnected storylines throughout the week. The journey toward this reconciliation has been anything but smooth. Both characters have spent considerable time soul-searching, examining their individual contributions to the breakdown of their marriage, and ultimately discovering that their love for each other runs deeper than their differences. This week's episodes will showcase the raw vulnerability and genuine emotion that both actors bring to these deeply personal scenes. Navigating the complex waters of co-parenting. The delicate art of co-parenting has become the central focus for Sarah and Xander as they work tirelessly to establish a functional partnership despite their romantic complications. Their shared commitment to their child's well-being has forced them to confront their own shortcomings and develop new communication strategies that prioritize respect and understanding over past grievances. The co-parenting dynamic they're developing involves carefully structured schedules, open dialogue about parenting decisions, and a conscious effort to present a united front when it comes to their child's needs. This process has required both characters to set aside their personal hurt and focus on what truly matters, creating a stable, loving environment for their family. Their approach to co-parenting has evolved significantly from the contentious exchanges that marked the early days of their separation. Now, viewers will witness mature conversations where both Sarah and Xander actively listen to each other's perspectives and work collaboratively to find solutions that benefit everyone involved. This evolution demonstrates the growth both characters have experienced throughout their individual journeys. Moving forward without the weight of past criticisms. One of the most significant breakthroughs in Sarah and Xander's relationship has been their mutual decision to abandon the destructive pattern of constant criticism that had poisoned their interactions. Both characters have recognized that their tendency to focus on each other's flaws and past mistakes was preventing any meaningful progress toward healing their fractured bond. The transformation in their communication style represents months of hard work and self-reflection. Sarah has learned to express her concerns without attacking Xander's character, while Xander has developed the ability to receive feedback without immediately becoming defensive. This new dynamic creates space for genuine understanding and authentic connection between them. Their commitment to moving forward without criticism extends beyond their private conversations to include their interactions in front of family members and friends. This shift has not gone unnoticed by the Salem community, many of whom have been quietly rooting for the couple to find their way back to each other despite the obstacles they faced. A heart-to-heart with Maggie. Revealing major decisions. The pivotal conversation between Sarah and Maggie Horton Kyriakis serves as a crucial turning point in the narrative, providing viewers with insight into the major decision that will reshape Sarah and Xander's future together. Maggie, with her years of wisdom and experience navigating complex family dynamics, becomes the perfect confidant for Sarah during this emotionally charged moment. Sarah's decision to confide in Maggie reflects the deep trust and respect she has for her mother-in-law, recognizing that Maggie's perspective could provide valuable guidance during this uncertain time. The conversation takes place in the familiar setting of the Kyriakis mansion, where so many important family discussions have occurred over the years. During their intimate discussion, Sarah reveals the weight of the decision she and Xander have been contemplating, a choice that could either strengthen their bond or provide them with the clarity they need to move forward separately. Maggie's reaction to this revelation demonstrates her deep love for both Sarah and Xander, as well as her understanding of the complexities that have brought them to this crossroads. The formal separation. A strategic decision rather than an ending. The concept of formal separation that Xander has proposed represents a carefully considered strategy rather than an admission of defeat in their marriage. This legal arrangement provides both parties with the breathing room they need to work on their individual issues while maintaining their commitment to their family unit and shared responsibilities. The formal separation documents that Xander presents are meticulously crafted to protect both parties' interests while leaving the door open for potential reconciliation. Unlike divorce proceedings, which carry an air of finality, this separation acknowledges that their relationship needs space to heal and grow without the pressure of immediate decision-making about their long-term future. This arrangement allows Sarah and Xander to explore their individual identities outside of their troubled marriage while maintaining their co-parenting responsibilities and continuing to work on the underlying issues that contributed to their problems. The separation provides a structured framework for their relationship that removes some of the emotional intensity while preserving the possibility of eventual reunion. The psychology of feeling single. Unexpected consequences. The psychological impact of signing formal separation papers often creates an unexpected sense of freedom and independence that can be both liberating and disorienting for couples going through this process. For Sarah and Xander, this newfound sense of being single will likely trigger a complex range of emotions and behaviors that could either help or hinder their path toward reconciliation. The feeling of being unattached that accompanies legal separation can sometimes lead individuals to make impulsive decisions or explore connections with other people as a way of reasserting their independence. This psychological shift represents one of the most dangerous periods in a couple's separation journey, as the temporary freedom can either provide valuable perspective or create new complications that make reconciliation more difficult. For both Sarah and Xander, navigating this psychological transition will require careful self-reflection and honest communication about their needs, desires, and long-term goals. The temptation to act on their newfound single status could either serve as a wake-up call about what they truly value or create additional obstacles in their path back to each other. The road ahead. Reconciliation and renewed hope. As this week's episodes unfold, viewers will witness the gradual rebuilding of trust and intimacy between Sarah and Xander as they work through their separation with maturity and genuine care for each other's well-being. Their reconciliation won't happen overnight, but rather through a series of small moments and meaningful conversations that demonstrate their renewed commitment to making their relationship work. The reconciliation process will showcase both characters at their most vulnerable, as they share their fears, hopes, and dreams for their future together. These intimate moments will remind viewers why Sarah and Xander fell in love in the first place, while also acknowledging the growth and maturity they've both achieved through their time apart. The upcoming reunion between Sarah and Xander promises to be a celebration of second chances and the power of love to overcome even the most challenging obstacles, setting the stage for a stronger, more resilient relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and genuine partnership. Next, we follow the beloved Julie Williams as a tense encounter turns into a heartfelt reunion. In a story full of unexpected turns, emotional depth, and the warmth of human connection. It was a sunny mid-morning in Hortontown Square, the kind of day where the air felt light and everything seemed a touch more vivid than usual. Julie Williams, ever elegant and ever determined, stepped into the square with the confident poise of someone with nothing to hide. Around her neck shimmered a stunning necklace, a piece not only of jewelry but of history, sentiment, and meaning. But not everyone saw it that way. Just as Julie was adjusting the necklace in the reflection of the cafe window, Gwen Rizek came storming toward her like a summer thundercloud. Gwen's face was flushed with fury, her arms crossed tightly across her chest, and her voice cut through the square like broken glass. "Well, isn't that convenient?" Gwen hissed. "You just happened to end up with the necklace. The one you so self-righteously claimed wasn't yours." Julie didn't even flinch. She turned to Gwen with that trademark steel in her gaze and replied calmly, "It is mine, Gwen, always has been. I would never steal something that belonged to me in the first place. If you don't believe me, feel free to call the police. I'm not afraid of the truth." For a moment, it seemed Gwen might just do that. But then something shifted behind her eyes. Weariness, perhaps, or the realization that her accusation wouldn't get her what she wanted. "No," Gwen spat, bitterness dripping from her voice. "It's not worth it. Enjoy your flashy necklace while you can." Julie arched an eyebrow. "Is that a threat?" Gwen smirked darkly. "Take it however you want." But before either woman could escalate things further, a firm, gravelly voice interrupted them. "A voice of reason enough," said a man, emerging from the doorway of a charming old bookstore nestled near the square's edge. He was in his late 70s, with a trim beard, suspenders, and eyes that had clearly seen decades of stories, both on the page and off. "You've been making a scene outside my store long enough," he told Gwen sharply, but not unkindly. "This is a place for peace. Kindly take your drama elsewhere." Gwen opened her mouth to protest but thought better of it. With one last scowl in Julie's direction, she huffed and turned on her heel, disappearing around the corner. Julie exhaled, grateful. "Thank you, Foster." The man gave a soft smile, always happy to step in for a friend. Julie linked her arm with his, and together they stepped inside the bookstore. A cozy haven filled with warm lighting, wooden shelves lined with aging novels, and the smell of worn pages and cinnamon tea. A safe place, the bookstore had always been a refuge for Julie. Not just because of the books, though they were a comfort, but because of the man who ran it, Foster Kingsley. He had been a quiet part of the town's soul for decades, offering not just literature but a listening ear, thoughtful recommendations, and the kind of wisdom that never demanded attention but earned respect naturally. "I've missed this place," Julie said, brushing her hand over the edge of the front counter. "And I've missed you." Foster chuckled softly. "The feeling's mutual. It's been too quiet without your commentary on every book cover and your uncanny ability to turn even poetry into gossip." Julie laughed, then looked around with a sigh. "What's with the for sale sign in the window?" The question seemed to weigh heavily on Foster. He looked at her and took a deep breath. "My daughter lives in California now. I've been a widower for 6 years, and lately, I just want to spend more time with my grandchildren. They're growing up fast. I don't want to miss it." Julie nodded, emotion welling in her eyes. "Of course, family always comes first." "I'll miss this place," Foster said, glancing lovingly at the shelves. "But I'll miss seeing them more." Holding on to the past, Julie ran her fingers along a stack of hardcover books near the register. "I don't know if the square will feel the same without your store," she whispered. "It's been such a comfort, such a part of home for so many of us, especially me." Foster touched her arm gently. "Then let's hope someone who loves it as much as we do takes it over." "I'll ask around," Julie promised. "There has to be someone with enough love for books, and for this community, to keep the store alive." Foster smiled, reassured. "That means the world, Julie." A gift for a friend. Julie took a moment before explaining the real reason she had come today. "I'm looking for a book about grief," she said softly. "A dear friend of mine is going through a hard time. She's strong, but sometimes strength makes it harder to accept loss. I want to give her something that speaks to the heart." Foster nodded in understanding. "Grief walks beside us, doesn't it? Quiet, uninvited, but persistent." Julie described her friend Marlena with tenderness. Graceful, compassionate, wise, and yet carrying the kind of sorrow that only those who've loved deeply can understand. Foster's eyes lit up as he moved toward a shelf. "I think I have just the thing." He returned with 2 memoirs, one about losing a spouse after decades of marriage, and another from a therapist who wrote candidly about guiding others through pain while facing her own. "These are perfect," Julie said, holding them to her chest. A farewell with gratitude as they walked back toward the counter. They talked about how books are more than ink and paper. They are bridges between people, between past and future, and between heartbreak and healing. Julie looked around the store one more time, memorizing every detail. "This place has given so many people comfort, hope, and joy," she said. "You've created something lasting here, Foster. You've given us more than stories. You've given us a sense of belonging." Foster smiled with misty eyes. "That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me." Julie paid for the books, then leaned in and gave him a warm embrace. "Wherever you go next, I hope you find peace and happiness. And I hope you know just how much you'll be missed." Foster patted her back gently. "I know now." A new chapter begins as Julie stepped out of the bookstore, the necklace still gleaming in the sunlight. The tension of the earlier confrontation with Gwen had faded into something else, a deeper awareness of what matters. Kindness, connection, and the quiet places where love and memory intertwine. She paused for a moment, looking back at the for sale sign in the window. Then, with a soft smile, she continued down the square, her heart full, not just from what she'd found in a book, but from what she'd rediscovered in a friend. Sometimes the people we love don't just save us from trouble. They remind us who we are.